So, I really like this movie. Its biggest problem is it should have been made into 3 movies. So that's what I'm gonna do with this review. I'm gonna make it into a short Fandalorians Try Again. But instead of rewriting the movie, I'm gonna re-edit it into the trilogy I believe it should be. Part 1 will follow the same story, where Shang-Chi is calling himself Sean and working as a valet with his best friend, but not Awkwafina. I'll explain later. So Sean lives a pretty boring life, until one day on the bus, he's attacked by a bunch of ninjas. And not Awkwafina sees that Sean is more than he claims to be. Shang-Chi realizes the ninjas were after his jewelry, and remembers that his sister has the same jewelry. And that's what the majority of this movie will be about. Shang-Chi and not Awkwafina, looking for clues as to find the whereabouts of his sister to make sure she's safe. And that leads them to this fight club. The pair are showing all sorts of cool fights, and somehow Shang-Chi finds himself in the ring, staring down none other than his sister. Now, this is Shang-Chi's sister's name, and I believe that me trying to pronounce this name would be more offensive than me not calling her by this name. So I'll be referring to Shang-Chi's sister as Shang-Chi's sister. The siblings have a little fight, and then go upstairs and talk about what's going on. And that's when more ninjas show up. And Shang-Chi and his sister have to fight through what seems to be a never-ending supply of them. That is, until the boss ninja shows up and singles Shang-Chi out for a one-on-one battle. But there's a twist. Shang-Chi knows this ninja, and when he defeats the blue ninja, he tells his sister and not Awkwafina that this was the ninja that trained him. And if that's the case, it's their father that's trying to kill them. And that's where this movie ends. Part 2 will start out with our heroes trying to hunt down their father, while at the same time being hunted by their father. That is, until one day they are overwhelmed by the 10 rings and captured. After that, the movie will go on pretty much as the real movie did, only with a little more filler. The siblings will find out that their father just wanted their pendants, and wanted his kids to come home. He will reveal the story of how he met their mother, and how she's still talking to him, even though she's dead. He'll reveal the water map, and explain how he's going to use the map to go back to their mother's hometown, and open up a portal so he can see his wife again. Shang-Chi will call him crazy, and get everyone thrown in jail, and they'll have to break out with the help of Trevor Slattery, the guy who pretended to be the Mandarin in Iron Man 3. They'll travel to the land of the Pokemon to save their mother's people. But their dad follows them, and a big battle ensues. Shang-Chi and his dad fight, until Shang-Chi is able to take the 10 rings from his father. But not before his father is able to get one more shot in at the gate, opening it up and releasing the monster inside. And that is where this movie ends. The third movie starts out where we left off with the second movie, with the big dragon trying to kill everyone in Pokemon Village. The townspeople tell Shang-Chi that the 10 rings should lead him to a good dragon that is destined to defeat this bad dragon, and that the townspeople will distract the bad dragon while Shang-Chi goes and finds the good dragon. And the quest to find the good dragon will be a good portion of this movie. And at the last minute, Shang-Chi rides in on the good dragon to save all the townspeople from certain death. But the good dragon is overpowered by the bad dragon, and it turns out that the one destined to beat the bad dragon was Shang-Chi himself. And everyone hugs and the movie's over. Now, like every other try again, let's do a breakdown. All in all, this is a good movie. The world building and visual effects are excellent. I especially enjoyed the creatures in the Pokemon world. And the fighting. The fighting is great. This is really a decent martial arts movie. My problems, besides my opinion that this should have been 3 movies, are as follows. This is Marvel's first bait and switch. While the movie's called Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, it's really about his sister. The sister that owns a secret underground fight club. The sister that's a better fighter than Shang-Chi. And although Shang-Chi fought the bad guy in the end, his sister rode on the dragon next to him. Well, should I say Shang-Chi rode next to her and saved the day. And in the end, Shang-Chi's sister got all of her father's wealth and power, while Shang-Chi went back to being a valet. Now tell me who's more interesting and more influential to the plot, Shang-Chi or his sister? This movie should have been called Shang-Chi's Sister and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The next one's just something that annoyed me during a dinner conversation. Shang-Chi's father talks about Trevor Slattery and how he claimed to be the leader of the Ten Rings and called himself the Mandarin. Shang-Chi's father, who's Chinese, then asks, why would anyone name themselves after a chicken dish or an orange? You'd think that having a mostly Chinese cast and a Chinese director, that someone would have noticed that one of the main languages spoken in China is Mandarin. Also, a Mandarin is the name of a high-ranking bureaucrat in China. But what do I know? I was just made in China. Lastly, we've got Awkwafina. She did fine in the role. She's just not leading lady material. Besides, there's an uncanny valley situation that I just can't get past. Awkwafina's a 20-something American girl. Yet she talks, moves, and dresses like an 85-year-old woman from China. And it's not just in this movie. Whenever I see Awkwafina, that's what I think. She's an old woman trapped in a young woman's body. And I just can't get past it. Overall, I enjoyed this movie. The action's almost like an anime brought to life. And I could do a whole video on Trevor Slattery. What they're doing with him is dumb and ridiculous. And I love it. I hope he pops up in more shows.